Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. How are you on this Saturday evening? Well, we didn't get a chance to speak to you because Baby Phone and I had company and it took our time. However, when you have company and you see someone and you haven't seen them in a long time and the person has changed completely.
Yeah.
Not physically, but what would you say? Mental.
Consciously? Okay.
Mental, consciously. So, Baby Crone, what do you have to say about this? Is Mental Health Week. Mental Health Month.
Yes, Awareness Month.
Awareness Month. And there we had someone that was going into mood rages, staying in a house, yelling and screaming and just unbelievable. And very angry about society and Censori and Kardashian and Beyonce. And what do you have to say?
Yeah. Apparently even Doja Cat was a little
Doja Cat
too. Mm-hmm.
And just I didn't know that there are some gays that really don't care for women. I didn't know that the very sight of a woman grossed them out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how you can have such disdain for a body in which you come from.
That is true. That is a good point.
Could you elaborate?
Because
with the gay scene and all, and to actually experience it was wild.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
To come from
you want me to talk with that candy in my
No. Okay. To come from a female's womb, as well as I just find it interesting that for some reason these in particular, why do they have such a appearance to have a disdain for the opposite sex when it's supposed to be pretty natural to be attracted to the opposite sex, yet you're so grossed out by the female body that you're raging in the way I kind of see it, why you're kind of gay, because you're just not attracted to the
kind of gay.
No, but because he's
kind of gay. He is
because
gay.
You're not attracted to the female body. I would see why you would be attracted to men and not females. But
say it again.
I said if you're disgusted by the female body, I could see why they would be attracted to men instead of being attracted to women. But then the thing goes back to how can you find something disgusting when that's the same body you came out of to be birthed. Mm-hmm. And it's also natural, so.
Yeah, I just didn't understand it. It troubled me. I was troubled by that and just angry. And it wasn't nothing I could do.
No.
You can't make somebody get help. You could minister to them. You could say everything, but nothing. It felt like it fell on deaf ears. What do you have to say, Baby Crone?
All I really have to say is that astrology and the stars will handle that.
Another thing, Baby Crone, you was talking about Andy Cohen?
Yes, I was talking about Andy Cohen. Mm-hmm. Great news for him. Some of the lawsuits was dropped against him because in the court there wasn't enough significant evidence to uphold the case. So therefore, seeing that these wild accusations people are making about Andy Cohen might not be as true. What were
some of the accusations, you remember?
That Andy Cohen or Bravo was making people drink.
That's true. That's right.
Or
right.
Exploiting their mental health.
Working them in conditions that were unfavorable.
Yes, maybe even being a little bit physically inappropriate.
Yeah. The only thing I accuse Andy Cohen of that I could see is him instigating.
Yes.
Instigating trouble. Like if there is trouble, don't let Andy Cohen sniff, because if he smell a whiff of it, he's gonna try to capitalize on your misery.
Yeah.
And that's what the show is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't give the show your misery so they can capitalize on it, they have no need for you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? That's what I accuse Andy Cohen of, but I blame the people for going on the show.
Yeah, it's kind of like you win and you lose. You win because it's good TV, but you lose because you're basically exploiting and exposing yourself in all types of ways.
Right. What else we're going to talk about? Anything else?
Yes, another thing that we need to talk about is how Netflix is being dishonest by still having the little "it was recorded live"
on Baby Reindeer.
No, not on Baby Reindeer.
But that happens. We'll talk about that. But go ahead.
Yes, no, with the Kim Kardashian, the Tom Brady rose.
Oh yeah.
We had saw it the next day when it was on Netflix, so they hadn't edited it yet. So we still got to hear Kim be booed on TV when it was live. But now a few days have gone by. Who knows? Maybe Kim.
I heard Kevin Hart did it. That's not fair though. That's what I feel. I don't know. I guess you don't need to feel sorry for Kim Kardashian. I thought she handled it like a champ.
She did.
I think she handled it like a champ. I really, really did.
It was pretty seamless editing, actually. It almost didn't seem like anything was cut. It was like as if she simply walked on stage. I mean, when she talked, you could kind of hear like the little woo, but it wasn't like noticeable because
like
you could still
it
hear
was
the
the day
cheers.
we seen it the next day. Right. So
yeah, and I think just Thursday or Wednesday they had made the edit. So
and speaking of Kim, it just seems like this girl has gone through a lot. She was even booed in Germany. She was booed. Something happened, and she was something, and they was booing her, and Germany, and she said that they wanted to know who should win or peace. I guess she said peace for everybody, something to that effect. And what else can you say under circumstances?
Yeah.
That girl is a trooper. However, that goes to show you nothing gonna come in between my money.
Please, Kim, it's time to sit down. Nothing
gonna come in between me and my money. I can handle it.
Like she said, she's handling it.
She's handling it. Is there anything else? Yeah. Oh, we were telling you about this movie, Baby Reindeer. P.S. Morgan talked about it, and it's a big hit.
Yes.
Which we told you, if you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's very good. And anyway, P.S. Morgan was saying he had the woman on his show who was Baby Rain, who was the real Martha. And the lady who played her sound and looked like the real Martha. But the Martha said that it wasn't real. Martha said that this story was fabricated. The man that played Martha's
interest.
Martha's interest was the guy who wrote the book, and he was the guy who played the role.
Now that's crazy.
That was crazy, and he's saying that he was on drugs. I don't know who's telling the truth, but it was said that Piers Morgan had a whole panel, and he said on his whole panel, he was like, help me, like with the whole panel, they were all saying if they find out that this woman, if Netflix lied, because it said it's a true story, then this woman is to make a lot of money.
Yes.
Because this man has made a lot of money. Look, make a sequel. Make something out of it.
Yes.
I thought it was good. Give us another 4 or 5 episodes. Don't overwhelm me. I enjoyed it.
Give us the aftermath.
Oh my God! It was what the man put her through. We talked about this earlier, but it's what she put him through and what he put her through. It was crazy.
Yes,
please watch it if you haven't got a chance to it.
Definitely, because listening to her interview, it was kind of like hard to like believe her, like not believe her about the story.
Right.
Because there was instances where she was just like, no, he did this to me, but yeah, I did message him, and I don't have the old phone. I think she said something like that, but If I did send him a lot of emails, he's the one that kept them all, so he's the crazy one for keeping all my emails, kind of like tit for tat kind of thing.
And Morgan and everyone was saying they don't know who's telling the truth. Well, but they saying that, so the woman whose story it was about, she didn't get no money for this story?
Mm-mm.
Because the man wrote a story about this woman, Martha, who harassed him, molested him, can I say molested?
I think so.
It was just crazy. It was a very, very, very intense.
It was.
Scary.
6 to 7 episodes.
Funny. She would just go into fits of rage. It was good. And he wouldn't even tell on her. He wouldn't tell her the whole story. This woman was wreaking havoc on, what was the name of the guy's name? I'm going to just call him Baby Reindeer. Life.
Yes, I think it's like Donnie or something like that.
Right. It's a very good movie.
Yes.
So please, if you get a chance, watch it. And please give us your opinion of what you think about it. So, and then also there was the Met Gala. You know, what did you think about the Met Gala?
Yes, I actually did enjoy the Met Gala. I have some names of people that I did see that attended
I thought
the Met Gala.
what's the girl I like? The tall, slender girl?
Zendaya?
I thought she looked good.
Yeah, she had... I don't know how long the Met Gala was for her to be able to do a costume change and reappear on the Met Gala. Mm-hmm. She wore 2 looks. One was like really good where she had like some like purple eyeshadow.
Can you put a picture up?
Yes, I will. I'll put some pictures up. And she has some like nice dark eyeshadow on and it looked like a real mood. And then she had another look right after that. And it was like more... The colors that she had in her eyeshadow was like more on her dress this time. And she went like with a more natural look. It was just really pretty. Zendaya is a good model. She can make anything work. I can't wait to see Challengers when it comes out. I think that's the name of her movie that just recently came out.
I saw also Tyler.
Yes, Tyler.
She couldn't even walk up the steps.
Another Kim
They
Kardashian.
literally had to pick her and take her up the steps. Why would you want to wear something that you can't even walk in?
On your first appearance at the Met Gala.
You know, who else did you like?
Apparently not only Kim was there, but the rest of the Kardashians, like Kendall, and I'm not sure if Kylie was there. Yes, they were.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We're going to go over the mat. You know, we're going to probably do it maybe tomorrow if we have time, and just sit down and just put our 2 cents in of the Met Gala.
Yes. Now, Anna Wintour herself did mention that she understands that the way she titled or worded the theme for this year was left to a
Was it something about Sleeping Beauty or something?
Yes, it was Sleepy Beauty's Reawaken, something like that.
Right.
And that could literally mean like sleep loungewear or like what the timeless theme was, which was like supposed to be like some Garden of Eden stuff like that.
Right.
So revamping, you know, that's very Renaissance-y that's going on, bringing back the old and reawakening and revamping it, which is very on theme for new Aquarius age.
Right.
Anyway, somebody else that was there was Chris Hemsworth. Now I'm trying to figure out, was that somebody that Kim Kardashian had used to date?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I know they'll be coming on in a couple of weeks.
Yes, okay.
And you heard, you know, also it was said that, I know that I heard this, but I don't know if it's just the Kardashians trying to make room for their show, because they said that Chris had a tumor. They found the tumor. She had passed out, and then they found the tumor. But I told you, whether it's good or bad, I hope it's not bad. But didn't I tell you, your things you do to people, it grows, it festers inside of you.
Yes.
Being angry, being bitter, being greedy, dealing with them 7 deadlies, get caught up in it. You know, it's so many people, Beyonce and Jay-Z, it is so many people that leave the country and don't even stay here and just stand and not China, and Asian countries or Africa
Yes.
or around the world
Kanye's one of those people.
that don't even be here. They come back and forth, but a lot of people don't stay in America. A lot of these big actors, they have houses here, but they don't live here. They live outside the country. That speaks volumes about
does.
country. As far as the war, what's going on, what do you think about that with the protesters?
Yeah, the protesters are getting a little out of hand.
Yeah.
I use a little as an understatement because it is a little concerning and alarming to hear about the variety of these riots, especially hearing at what kind of schools they're specifically
Especially
at.
was it at Harvard?
I actually have a list that allegedly of the schools, because apparently
You
now
have it on your phone. I know.
Yes, I do.
Could you read them?
I do, because it is now a conspiracy that certain schools are being targeted for these riots.
Your school shut it down.
Yes, they did, but my school was not on the list though.
No, because your school, when it started, remember, I was so afraid because it was starting to brew, but somehow they shut that down at the door. And I don't know, when you have schools like Howard, do they let it go because they are prestigious schools and giving children the right? Or not children, giving grown folks the right. I'm just trying to understand, why would they allow it?
Yes.
Freedom of speech, do it in the street. Why the school where other people that's learning, and what about their graduation?
Yeah.
You know? And then it's like you got schools, I don't know, are the Jewish doing it too, or is it just the Palestine?
I really think it's just for the Palestines.
Really?
Yes. Now here's a few lists of the schools. We have
that
they are saying are planned to have these riots at.
And can you imagine what it's going to be like? Would you go to a school like that if you know that kind of upheaval was happening? Look, I understand people are fighting for their rights. I just don't think, in my opinion, where people are paying money to go to your institution, do it in the street. Go on a major highway. Not a major highway, but like what they did for Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
That's why, and it's a storm the White House. Well, they did. They did storm the White House. Yikes. Broke windows, they did. It's crazy what's going on. And I don't know. I don't know why they allow it to go out, especially in colleges. But baby Crone, go ahead on and name those colleges if you don't mind.
Okay, I'm not going to name all of them because it is at least 20 listed right here. However, we have Stanford College, Columbia, Princeton, some call Yale, MIT, Cornell, Virginia Tech, University of Florida, Rice University, UCLA.
Oh, really?
Yes.
These are schools that
UMBC.
UMBC, that's downtown Maryland.
Yep.
I didn't know that was happening in Maryland.
Neither did I.
Oh, they saying this is where they happening, or
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. We have University of Colorado. Some other places, Notre Dame, North Carolina State.
Ooh, big schools.
Yes. Big schools.
You don't see John Hopkins on there, do you?
Nope, not John Hopkins. Temple University.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Surprisingly, at Community College of Denver. That's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. That's some I could.
Was Harvard on there?
Yes, Harvard.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy. And for us, you can't even mention Trump's name without getting blasted.
Yes.
So I would hope that, in my opinion, that we have to just allow people to vote for who they want to vote for, and no one should be made to feel bad about who they vote for because you don't like one candidate for whatever reason. When you don't like in a candidate, what you don't like in one candidate, there are other people who like that candidate. What I've learned is that the Republican Party, I wish I had my phone, but the Republican Party have their sets of beliefs, and the Democratic Party have their sets of beliefs. So when you go to these parties, you go because of what they stand for.
Yes.
Each stand differently. So if you believe in this, like I think the Democrat is more like, say, we for the people, we're not for, I have my list. But
like they say the left wing, the right wing, they're just polar opposites of each other.
They polar opposites. And where maybe the Republicans might believe in guns and that, and the other, and don't want, and about the A word, the deletion of babies, don't want it after 6 weeks.
Yes.
Talk about it.
Yes. Accordingly, recently in Florida, they have passed the law that if the fetus is anywhere past 6 weeks, you're no longer able to end that fetus's life.
But the thing is, you probably won't even know your pregos at 6 weeks.
Right.
I think that they should make it, like 12 weeks. I don't think 6 weeks could be enough time.
But you know what? It goes down to the very fact that it's for those people that are for pro-life. Because it is...
At least 10 weeks.
Yeah, that's
10
true.
weeks.
But pro-life people are saying that in order to deem the baby alive, it has to have a heartbeat. And that's at the first 6 weeks. So once they have their first heartbeat at 6 weeks, they're just like, that baby's alive. You can't end that baby's life now.
So this is what I think. I try not to get in controversies with it, but I have an idea.
Okay.
This is just an idea. This is what I think. I think if you are afraid, you will not allow yourself to get pregnant.
Yes.
I think if you really don't want children, and I have to say it, people delete babies for forms of birth control.
That is true.
They use that A word because they get pregnant, they use it for birth control.
Yes. Now
many people don't have 4 and 5 as a birth control. And in that sense, I could see a cat.
Yeah.
But I just think it should be a little bit more time.
First off, think about the damage you're doing to your body by continuously ending a life, and it's like your body's never able to fully get past that development. But anyway, where I have the problem is the fact that it's controlling in the sense, because then if you don't want them to not end these babies, but you also want them to, because who honestly wants to stop having pleasures and not have intimacy?
I think it forces a person to be responsible for your body.
But are they still going to be, is there going to be a point where they're going to stop providing plan B? Is there going to be a point
there are places where they don't even have Planned Parenthood. They're deleting that in places in rural areas and things like that. So it makes you stop, make you cautious. Maybe you should use some condoms or
that's always available. I'm sure there's non-latex.
Get in a rhythm method. 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Yeah. Whatever you have to do. A diaphragm. There are choices if you don't want to take the pill. You could get the pill injection that lasts a couple of months. You could get them put into your skin. There's so many things out there that you could use. So, but this is another problem going on in America. But anyway, we just wanted to touch on a few things about recap for the week. I don't know what's going on. I want to leave you with something good. Do you know anything good?
Well, hopefully, I'm not sure if anybody heard recently of the news, but apparently last night, Friday night, was supposed to be a very good night to see Northern Lights.
The Northern Lights, yes.
In America, because cool.
They were in Alabama, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and we
Yes.
can't see them here.
No, and it was cloudy here in Maryland, so we didn't. And according to the map, there was like only certain locations, I guess, due to weather conditions.
Where?
Definitely not Maryland. Maryland was cloudy, but yes. Because there is we're in the, we've talked about here, we're in the solar maximum because the sun goes through its maximum energy and its low energy every 11 years, and we're at that point where it's at its very max energy. So therefore, when it's at its max, it's like bursting out all this energy, which they call coronal mass ejections. And apparently the sun had released 2 or 3 like back to back, and because they came back to back, as they were traveling, they were like colliding together and making themselves into like one big giant, like it was like one big giant puff that came out the sun by the time it reached us.
Did it really?
Yes, it was like
a puff came out of the sun.
Yeah, that's what they call like a coronal mass ejection. It literally looks like a wave of lines that's like flickering because.
And that's what made the solar. That's what.
Yes,
the northern lights.
Make the northern lights.
Wow.
Because that's.
I thought the northern lights. So it comes that's made by the sun.
Yes, in the Earth's magnetic field. Literally, when you see northern lights, you're looking at Earth's magnetic field.
Wow. Well, I would love to see the northern lights. Well, anyway, is there anything else you want to just add on to the recap of what's going on? We tried to cover every little thing, you know. I can't remember everything, but that's what we tried to do. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Please subscribe.
Oh,
Please.
did you hear about Kimora Lee?
No.
Apparently, people are thinking that she's on drugs.
Why?
Because they're saying they're like making little digs, like she talks too fast, and she's like, I'm not on drugs, I'm having a lot of sugar, that's why I'm very energetic, high energy. People think she's not finishing her sentence. And then she was talking about online, somebody was coming at her, and she's like, I actually have a really high IQ, I went to college, so I'm way smarter
She is
than you.
intelligent, I believe. Her daughter came out.
Sorry, it's not Kimora Lee, it was Aoki Simpson, the daughter.
Simpson?
Aoki Lee Simpson, the one that was dating the older man allegedly. Yeah, she's the one.
It's not her mother.
No, not her mother. It's
apologies
her.
for that.
Yes, my apologies. It's the daughter
that's why I'm like.
Yeah.
Like,
no, but
yeah,
people are thinking she's allegedly on drugs.
I said she was very thin. Sometimes you could just be. Can I say it?
Okay.
An educated fool.
Yeah, that's pretty much what she sounded like.
And I just feel as though she's just caught up in a system.
Mm-hmm.
That's just another Hollywood kid.
Yeah,
that's how I see them.
Nepo babies.
Another Nepo baby. Absolutely. So is there anything else?
No, that's everything.
Okay,
now.
but we just gave you a little nap of everything what we could think of. So with that being said, we thank you for joining us. Please thumb us up. Also, if you
subscribe
or tell a friend, play it forward, whatever. We thank you so much. We certainly appreciate you following us.
Yes.
So with that being said, you have
yes. Sunflowers.